to beyond Bitcoin. And the MGTOW Money guy that I didn't, well, maybe I'll link to him eventually. MGTOW Money, you can find him on YouTube. He talks about how men under 40 who are single and don't have kids should not own personal property, and they should have freedom of movement, ability to move to a low cost of living environment at any moment. And you know what? Freedom of movement is very valuable. Go where the money is and learn. And I got to agree with his take on this. Freedom of movement. You do not want to tie yourself down to a house. If you're under 40 and you're under 30 or whatever, you can pick an arbor and you don't have kids and you're a guy. Okay. These houses are cash cows, taxes. It's you get sued, insurance. It is not the American dream. Freedom of movement is incredible. Being able to just go anywhere you want to, whenever you want to, go to a new job, not be stuck in one city where you have to, get stuck in a high cost of living situation. So I also recommend avoid real estate. Avoid real estate. There are many, and I have been involved in real estate in my past life. I have been involved in real estate, and property taxes in Baltimore City are like 2.1% of the value. So every year you pay Baltimore City over 2% of the value of your house every year. And, compared to other jurisdictions nearby, that's like double. Now, again, we'll get into that, but people are willing. And what do you get in Baltimore City? You get the worst of Maryland. You get the worst. You pay the highest property taxes, and you get but anyway, this is avoid real estate, young people, and single dudes, single guys. It's bad. So eventually, speaking of MGTOW type of stuff, Vincent MGTOW, I linked to his video below, and he brought up how a lot of guys are opting out, and are kind of doing like what I was saying. They're not owning houses. They're traveling around. Maybe they got into Bitcoin. They're trying. They don't. They're not getting married. And he predicts that it's going to be like a nuclear war, basically, with the effect on society. That most people. But you know what I say? Harley, when I was running around Denver today, I see all these dudes at bars drinking in the middle of the day, impressing women, buying women meals and whatnot, spending money lavishly, trying to fit in. And that's their business. The American way, the Western way is to spend lavishly. Don't think about it. Go into debt, get married, buy a huge house, get a huge mortgage. And guess what, Vincent? Not enough dudes are going to opt out. And the world is going to go on. 80%ers, they're called 80%ers for the reason. They make up the majority. Most people are not going to get into Bitcoin. Most people don't like being alone. Most people love to fit in, and they're going to keep doing it. And I know Vincent is involved in the MGTOW community, and he sees a lot of these MGTOW videos, and he sees that the word MGTOW is known by more people. Yeah, so what? Yeah, it is growing. It's not gonna be a huge chunk of the society. So it's not society is going to continue. America will be as strong as ever. The dollar will be as strong as ever because people are addicted to it. I travel all around this world. People admire the American pop culture. They want a piece of it. They respect the dollar, and they want to spend lavishly on and buy big screen TVs. They want to be just like Americans. That's the definition of the good life in Western society and beyond Western society. Why do you think they're all trying to come to America, to Europe? They want now, sure, it's going to be hard to fund all this stuff, but no, it won't. They'll just keep on printing and printing and printing. And the 80%ers won't care that their money's being inflated away. They won't care at all. As long as their kids can go to public schools in not crime-ridden neighborhoods, they keep moving away to further and further away to the exurbs. And some of them are, the hipster ones and the yuppie ones. They want to move to the hip inner cities, and they're willing to pay those high Baltimore City taxes. So they're willing to fund all the nonsense. There's more of them than us. There's more people willing to participate in this government, in this statist stupidity. And they have various excuses. And and again, when I was at my, talking to my Washington University in St. Louis alumni friends in St. Louis, they were saying themselves, they're like, Adam, it's not 80%, 20%. It's probably like 5%, 95%, or 1%, 99%. Most people don't want to change. Most people are not entrepreneurial. Most people. So my point, and I respect Vention. Vention is going, he's like warning people, it's going to be horrible what's going to happen. No, everything's going to be the same. It is going to be awesome what is going to happen to the people who opt out. It's already been awesome for me. And guess what? It's already been awesome for Vention also. Vention has quite a few Bitcoin. He's ready to retire, okay? I'm not going to get into my personal situation, but you see where I am. I'm in Denver 1 week. I'm in Los Angeles the week before, St. Louis, Baltimore the week before. I'll be in Portland next. I'm all over the place. It is an adventure. I am in motion. And so this is an opportunity. Vention talks about, people are going to get tired of feminism. I don't know about that. I just, on an individual basis, all of us out there have to make smart decisions. Don't get in debt. Don't buy a house that you can't. Don't get married. Don't get divorced. Don't have kids if you can't afford them. Get into Bitcoin. Think outside the box. Start your own business. Don't rely on the government in any way. So I don't see, all these men opting out and then society falling apart. No, there's plenty of beta cucks who like to spend money at every bar on earth that I was running around in the middle of the day in Denver, and are going to keep on funding this nonsense. And they don't want their kids going to the bad public schools, so they'll keep on moving further and further out. And it's not just. Let me give you Baltimore City as an example. People are going to say, "Oh, it's just the white people are scared of the black people." Maybe, but also all the black people went out of Baltimore City too. Woodlawn is an all-black suburb of Baltimore City. Owings Mills is Randallstown is a black suburb of Baltimore City. Black people play this game too. They don't want to be stuck with the bad public schools. They're trying to move out further. They're buying mortgages. They're buying women. They're spending lavishly. So it's all across race, all across society are 80%ers that play into this status game. And, people can try to blame one side or the other. That, again, that's just, if you get into the black-white thing, by the way, you're just wasting your time. You're playing into this game, and this is going to continue the system. And trust me, there's enough people to get into the battle of the races, get into the battle of the incomes to continue this system where people are just going to say, sure, inflate the money away. I don't notice as long as I can get my big screen TV. And then, eventually maybe 30% of the people will be on welfare, but they'll be happy also because they'll have big screen TVs. They'll have free food, unhealthy food. And trust me, every single poor person in the United States of America basically lives better than a huge percentage of people in other countries. It's amazing. To get into the United States, it is truly you're spoiled here. You're spoiled here, even if you're on welfare, for God's sake, even if you're supposedly poor. Trust me, you see what a shanty in freaking South Africa looks like, or in Mozambique, where they live on top of trash piles and stuff. And the streets haven't been fixed since 1975. All right, so that's a little ramble there. But hey, pound that like button. I forgot to say that. So pop culture decides who is seen as bad and evil and who is portrayed as a villain and a hero. Don't fall into this trap. Don't let others define you. Don't let others define what is bad and evil and who's portrayed as a villain and a hero. Okay, pop culture, and again, we see. I don't even want to mention what's. I've heard about this thing with what's his name, the rapper dude. I'm glad I can't think of his name, but again, don't let pop culture define you and say who you should respect, and go for smart people. Okay, get on the Twitter or get into cryptocurrency. Try to learn. Try to go to educational YouTube channels. Let that define you. Let intelligence increase your intelligence. Don't let the mindless pop culture tell you what you should be doing, who you should be following, that you should be buying a house, where you should be moving, what you should be buying, what it means to fit in. You don't have to live in the suburbs in a white fence, huge lot with a wife and 3 kids and be in debt and then be like, yeah, I'm fitting in. This is great. No, it's not great, dude. It's not. You're playing into this machine, and the machine will continue. When you opt out of the machine, like I have, I mean, you see things a lot different, and it's plenty of fun, and you laugh at the pop culture. I mean, look at this, dude. It's great. I work for myself. Don't have to shave. Don't have to, if I didn't want to, I couldn't shower for a week. Who cares? I could prance around like a bum all day if I wanted to. I don't care. I've got my Bitcoin. That's the attitude you have to have. I don't care what pop culture tells me is cool here. I'm doing my thing. I'm going my own way. I'm enjoying freedom of movement and my own personal wealth, and personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Don't let pop culture is not the counterculture. Pop culture is the machine. Okay, so I'd like to talk about my travels some. Here's an Adam Meister travel story. And whenever I go to Los Angeles, I think Los Angeles is special. You come back with a Los Angeles story, an LA story, dude. And seriously, there are LA stories out there. And so here's my LA story. And I was jogging, I think. I was on Vermont and Santa Monica in East Hollywood. And I see there are a lot of crazy people out there, literally bums who are schizophrenic and they just yell things out. And sometimes that can be adventurous. And so I see this one, and it kind of looked like he was smoking, or I thought he was smoking, because he tosses something like the way a bum tosses a cigarette just in anger, just because he's crazy. And then I go see what it was. He had just tossed a hypodermic needle. Oh, so LA, everything is to the extreme. Everyone wants to be a star in LA, even the schizophrenic, crazy people in the street. They got to take everything to an extreme there. No, they're not going to toss a cigarette like an angry bum. They're going to toss a freaking hypodermic needle like an angry bum. So yeah, that's my LA story. But what I've learned from LA is that everyone wants to be a star. So everything is to it. If you see a car accident, it's extreme. If you see someone acting up on the subway, it's extreme. Everything's got to be. They're influenced by their surroundings. Because Hollywood is, everyone wants to be a star there. So even the crazies and just the regular people try to be stars. All right, in their own special ways. All right, I linked to it. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to do this because it's not linked to right now, and I'm running out of time. I'll do that next week. And I'll do that next week. Okay, let's talk about eating chicken. So I talked last week about eating fish heads, or maybe it was last week, and that fish heads are like some of the healthiest part of the fish, and you can get them for free or you can get them for discount. Westerners just throw them away. Another thing that Westerners do not eat that can be really healthy are the chicken organs, the chicken livers, the chicken guts, whatever you want to call them. I just had some chicken backs, okay, chicken gizzards. And people usually talk, chicken gizzards are delicious, and these are healthy. They give you certain proteins, certain things that you can't get. Americans just with the clean chicken breast without the skin. No, you're leaving out very important healthy aspects of the whole animal. In the old days, the caveman ripped that. They took the bird, they ate every single bit of it, and the bones probably too. Who knows? But yes, you can get these things discounted and free. Who knows? In South Africa, I would get like a 1 kilogram bag of gizzards, or it was like gizzards and necks and hearts for 20 rand, which is less than $2. I think 26 rand is probably $2 now. So, you can have a meal in South Africa if you're traveling. You get 2 of those bags. What's it going to be? Like $3 total? That's a great deal. And that stuff is healthy for you. So don't say you can't eat healthy when you're traveling or when you're home in America or wherever you are, North America, Canada, Europe. All right. Yeah. Trezor link below, hopefully. Did I say that already? All right. So let's talk about Airbnb specifically. And they're linked to below. When I get an Airbnb, usually when I'm traveling, that's where I stay. I try to stay at an Airbnb for a very long period of time. Sometimes I'm in Australia for a month, or in Israel for a month, or whatever. I'm trying to get an Airbnb for long. Sometimes it's shorter terms. So here are some Airbnbs that I have been to. Two, I'm going to list two below. And first of all, my places that I go to are always my own place. Okay, they could be a studio, they could be a one bedroom, they could be small, but it has to be my own private place. No sharing. I'm a grown man. I'm not. Some women I've heard like, oh, I love to share I meet people. Okay, that's your business. I'm not here to meet people at Airbnbs. I'm here to have my own place where I can cook for myself, because you save money that way, and where I have my my Wi-Fi. Those are my requirements. There must be some sort of cooking device that is not a microwave. And outside of Asia, most places do have microwaves. In Asia, they don't. Asian places are smaller generally. Asia, you got to be careful and make sure you got some cooking range of some sort there. But again, I don't use microwaves. That's why I say it's got to be something beyond a microwave. Anyway, the place in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, a great location, $92 total for 2 nights. And so you can go down to Buenos Aires, people. No excuse. No excuse. Americans can get in there free now. You spend $46 a night at this place, linked to below. Cook your own food there, and you've got your DSL, whatever you want to say, your Wi-Fi. All right, a place I stayed at, Busan, South Korea. Go check it out, especially this time of year when it's warmer. I was there in the winter. $343 for 8 nights. It was small, but who cares? It was clean. Both these places very clean. You can cook your own food. That is key. All right. So also running around Denver, I have noticed all these pot places where you can buy marijuana and stuff. Hey, if it's legal here, if you want to do it, be my guest. As many of you know, I've seen a lot of potheads in my day, and they don't seem to be very much in motion, to say the least. And some of you are going to say, well, I smoke pot and I'm smart and I'm doing great. Awesome. Let me tell you this. From my perspective as a 20%er, if the 80%ers want to smoke pot, be my guest. It only helps the 20%ers become more dominant, become more in motion, have more opportunities. I think you're slowing down. You're getting rid of opportunities if you become hooked on marijuana. Okay. Come on, people. It's just like if you're an alcoholic, you don't have many opportunities. Any drugs, you become, if it becomes your life, like I'm a pothead, dude, and you're proud of it. Go, great. I'm great. You're proud of it. More opportunities for me in the productive world. So hey, again, personal responsibility. And if you become a pothead, don't come to me to like bail you out or anything, or the government to bail you out. And again, who knows? Who knows what this experiment is going to end up in the day? I just know for me, I want to be in motion, and people want to hear about my personal diet and everything. I do no drugs at all. Avoid them like the plague. No prescription pills. No medicinal marijuana. I mean, what is this nonsense? I want to be as alert as possible. I want to be able to run right now at whatever time it is. It's 9:57 here, to be able to go outside and go run a mile right now. Run 20 miles right now, probably. All right, because I'm in good shape, and I'm not putting stuff in my lungs and smoking or whatever. All right, life of married men. Oh my God, this is real quick. So when I was, again, with my friends who are married guys, and we were out on the town in St. Louis, I mean, it was like they had been let out of jail, and because they weren't with their wives anymore. But they do these unhealthy things. It's like, God, I do not want to be. I'm so glad I am not part of that world. They're like, yeah, time to drink now. Time to get drunk. I never get to get drunk anymore. I never get to eat bar food and stay up late and do. I'm like, oh my God, this is the type of unfreedom you have, or slavery you have under your wives. And dudes, don't be that guy. I want to start a men of change group. Just dudes who just want to change the world, not dudes who want to be part of this, because they wanted to fit in. Those guys, they thought it was necessary to get a wife, and now they're in these situations that they can't get out of, and they like act like children when they finally get away from their wives. And hey, that's the path they took. a lot of you have the option now. What are you going to do? Are you going to try to do something traditional, or are you going to try to do something untraditional? And I'm not saying you can't have kids one day. I'm not saying, but do not jump into something that you do not fully understand. That's going to get you stuck and going to make you look like a pathetic dude when you go out with your Bitcoin friend. I mean, some of the things I was embarrassed for these dudes. I mean, they were like the college kids again, like, yeah, party, get to drink at Blueberry Hill and just get wasted. I'm way past that. I got rid of that a long time. They haven't been able to get rid of that yet because they've been trapped in this world. And, and society, popular culture says, when you're free, go get drunk, go on drugs. So, okay, get out of mainstream. Don't be a pop culture person. Pound that like button. See you later. Bye.